Well, today I thought it would be fun to talk about one of Cadillac's biggest success stories. No, it's not. One of their biggest failures. Well, welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. Couple quick little updates. While putting my very last ball joint in for doing my rear bushings, I snapped the knuckle where the ball joint, upper ball joint, goes into it. And yeah, so I got a new one in order. It'll be tomorrow because I'm an idiot. I've done hundreds of ball joints and I just didn't take my time. My C8 is getting built next week. I can't believe it. It's been a long 15 months of waiting. So those that have been waiting with me, the time is almost there. All right, but on to today's topic, the Cadillac XLR. This is a car that I frequently forget it ever existed. It's a very good looking car. You never see the damn things, but we should probably start from the beginning. The XLR was first introduced to the public back in 1999 at the North American Auto Show. Well, it was not called the XLR at the time. It was called the Evoque. Not to be confused with what the new Hyundai, I think, makes one. Kia, I don't know. Yeah, its code name was Evoque, EVOQ. And it was designed by, at the time, the vice president of General Motors, Wayne Cherry. Now, Cherry was no stranger to very unique and often awesome-looking concepts. The Chevy SSR, Pontiac Solstice, Cadillac 16 concepts. Those cars, on their own, they're okay. They're unique, if you will. And one thing a lot of people fail to realize is that the XLR was actually based at the time on the C5 platform, not the C6, even though it has more of the C6 dimensions, but the C5 is pretty much a C6 underneath anyways. So yeah, so looking at the XLR and then looking at the C5, exact same platform, but the interior and exterior totally different. Now, me personally, I actually like the look of the XLR. I think it's a really sharp looking car. All right, so long story short, people liked it. They greenlit it, and it was actually built alongside Corvettes in Bowling Green for its 5-year run from 2004 until 2009. So, in reality, what is there not to love? You got a really aggressive looking Cadillac based on a Corvette that looks hella freaking cool. You have the luxury aspect of it, and you got a hardtop convertible, which at the time was crazy feat. They're just now doing it with a C8. 3 generations later. Well, in my humble opinion, it came down to the power plant. Whoever was in charge of the powertrain in this really dicked it up. They went with a Northstar V8. The Northstar motor is not a good motor to begin with. But can you imagine if this platform was LS based, how freaking popular it would be and sought after it would be? I'm surprised you don't see more LS swaps, honestly. Well, I guess they didn't make very many XLRs to begin with. But yeah, so in my opinion, the 4.6 liter dual overhead cam Northstar V8, which is extremely over-engineered in my opinion. It only put out 320 horsepower in a car that weighed a lot more than the C5, so it wasn't very quick. I want to say 0 to 60 was something like 6 seconds, which at the time was okay. And it only came in a 5-speed automatic torque converter type transmission. Very ho-hum. And at the time, this thing started about 20 grand on top of what the C5 was going for, about $75,000, which is pretty expensive in 2004 money. That's like $98,000 in today money. And it was very nicely standard equipped with keyless entry, leather everything, tilt wheel, steering wheel mounted controls, which at the time was pretty evolutionary-ish. And like I said, fake wood grain, leather, electric everything, and of course the convertible hardtop, which is phenomenal. Now, by 2006, Cadillac realized that this class of luxury performance was being outclassed by its competitors. They decided, hey, let's do something a little fancy here, and they created the XLR V. And what they do? They put an LS in it? No, they didn't. They kept the exact same Northstar motor, put a supercharger on it, and now it made 442 horsepower with a lot more weight on it. But it was paired to a 6-speed automatic. It just blows my mind why at the time they now had the LS2, almost LS3, which made almost the exact same numbers, which is a lot more simple design, which they already had tons of them ready to go. Why they didn't just shoehorn one in there? They were putting the damn thing in everything, from their trucks to their GTOs. Hell, you name it, a freaking LS had it in it. Why the XLR was excluded from this, it blows my mind, and it pisses me off, frankly. So yeah, now you had a 443 horsepower, over-engineered, supercharged North Star motor, which was not worth a shit. These things were good for about 80,000 miles, and they just shit the bed. Oh, another thing the XLR-V did incorporate was Mag Ride, which was, again, ahead of its time, but I believe in 2003 the C5 was already doing it, so yeah. So at the end of the day, this thing ran from 2004 to 2009 for 5 model years and made just over 15,000 units, which is not a lot for a 5-year run. What is that, like 3,000 units a year? Something like that. Not a lot. That, and then obviously, you know what happened in 2008, 2009, the entire economy just imploded on itself. GM was in a shitstorm financially. They had to get bailed out. They weren't moving the units. They had a piss poor power plant. It wasn't fast. It was not refined as its UK counterparts. A lot of people just hated, honestly, the fit and finish too of the panel gaps. But that, at the time, that was kind of like a GM hallmark, you know? Bigger the panel gap, more money you paid for your GM, am I right? But being serious here, the XLR is a gorgeous car. I never see them. If these things came with an LS platform, would have been phenomenal. LS platform paired with a 6-speed, man, that'd be a freaking awesome car. I'm surprised you don't see more of them out there. If you know of one, let me know in the comments below. I didn't look for any. Well, anyways, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the XLR that you never hear of. And with that being said, what kind of triggered me to do this video is that GM announced that they will be doing, unveiling a new Halo car, I think next week. And everyone's speculating that it might be a new Cadillac mid-engine version of the C8. I don't know. Would that be cool? Yeah. I think it'd be too cool, so they won't do it. If they did a very contemporary Cadillac design on the C8 platform with their black wing, flat plane crank, that would be cool. Will they do it? Probably not. It's probably something stupid. They'll probably be like, hey, here's the new Pontiac Fiero we're going to resurrect and put a 2.8 in it. I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for today. I'm going to edit this, get out to you guys. I'm going to see you guys in a couple days for some more C5 stuff. Hopefully driving around, because my knuckle will be fixed. So, until then, take care. Mark out.